and London is going to be full of more sound and colour later today, as Trafalgar Square and Hyde Park will be buzzing with celebrants of the Rathayatra, the Hindu festival of chariots.
Millions of people globally will be celebrating, and I'm delighted to say that we are joined by Dal, Maura and Matteo, along with monks from the London Rathayatra-History-Biggest temple ahead of today's festivities. Good to see you all. Dal, just give us a brief history of the festival. Explain it.
Sure. So this is one of the most ancient festivals on the planet. It's also one of the biggest attendant festivals on the planet. In fact, in India, where this festival originally takes place, over 1 million people come just to see this great festival of the chariots. So it's a chariot festival where people pick up the ropes and pull 3 giant chariots along the road. And it's representative of a very special mood in our relationship with the Lord.
You mentioned these chariots. This is a miniature version, to say the least, in reality. And I think we can see some of the images from previous years. Were they, I mean, if we're talking about 45 foot up to?
Oh, yes. So this is a tiny representation of that original chariot. So, yes, like you say, the original chariot's over 45 foot tall. And everything is proportionately bigger. But still, we have these miniature versions, which are good for children and good for educational purposes.
But in reality, everything is bigger. The deities are bigger, the flowers are bigger, the whole thing. It's huge.
Yes, it's a massive event.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I could pull that one on my own. But the big one, how many people are actually pulling it?
So hundreds of people are pulling. And with their pulling, because we are pulling Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra, so in English we have this word Jagannath. So that word Jagannath, which means a massive vehicle, actually comes from the word Jagannath, when the British saw this festival taking place in India in the 1900s and so forth. And so it takes many hundreds of people to pull the carts. So it's a lot of fun for friends and family to join in and pull the Lord of your heart back into your heart.
And is that what it's about? What is the significance of the chariots then? What does that represent?
Yeah, so it goes back to an ancient story where Krishna and Balaram left their home, which was called Vrindavan, and they moved to a big city called Dwarka, where they became kings. But everybody in Vrindavan really missed them and were always wanting them to come back. Sometimes they would cry. And so when they got to see Krishna and Balaram again in a place called Kurukshetra, which is a holy site in India, Krishna and Balaram were on their chariots. And so the residents of Vrindavan picked up the ropes and started to pull them back to Vrindavan, pull them back home, so they could be with them again. So this festival is representing that mood of wanting to pull Krishna and Balaram back home, back into our heart.
Matteo, just tell me, I think the event gets underway, in less than an hour then. What can we expect? What can we see?
Well, it's going to be an amazing festival, thousands and thousands of people. We're all going to be there distributing books, distributing food to all the people there. Knowledge is very important in our tradition. The more you know, the more you can do, and we share a spiritual knowledge that can make your life perfect.
Matteo and to Dal, thank you so much. Have a great day. Enjoy it today. Thank you.
Hopefully see you there later.
HareKrsna.
Thank you.